Okie dokie. Nice, quick day today when it comes to the games, and St. Louis is the earliest game. So there's two games on the West Coast. So if you live on the East Coast, odds are you're probably not going to stay up to watch the hockey tonight, because the only East Coast team that's playing at all is Carolina. And when you look at these teams, it's funny because all six of them have had their struggles this year, and all six of them are looking to turn things around. And in one team's case, they probably have, and in another, they're close. First up, Edmonton, 13, 12, and 2. They're in against the St. Louis Blues, who are 9, 13, and 3. And the Blues and their home record, it's not great, and the problem too is that it still comprises a majority of their schedule. Um, Edmonton looked like they were turning things around. The loss to Dallas looked pretty bad, and now they go into St. Louis, and this is a game that Edmonton should win. And this is where the difference between the teams that actually, turn things around or getting it together, and the teams that are going to keep spinning their wheels. This is where they're separated. Is games you should win, and do you win them? On the Edmonton side of things, their leading scorer is, of course, Connor McDavid, 14 goals, 21 assists. Yeah, his scoring has dropped since the new coach Ken Hitchcock took over, but we'll see how long that continues before they let him off the leash here. Draisaitl, 13 goals, 17 assists. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 6 goals, 18 assists. Clefbaum, 2 goals, 12 assists. Chason, 11 goals, 2 assists. Kajula, 7 goals, 3 assists. Larson, 8 assists. And Jujhar Khaira has 1 goal and 6 assists to get on the board. And what I mean by letting him off the leash is basically just that under Hitchcock style, it's very suffocating of offense, and it makes it harder for you to get your points. And at some point in the year, if the record isn't better, it's going to be tempting to let the reins off McDavid there and just let him run. On St. Louis's side, their leading scorer is still Ryan O'Reilly with 12 goals and 16 assists, followed by Tarasenko with 9 goals and 11 assists. Perron, 8 goals, 7 assists. Shen, 5 goals, 9 assists. Steen, 6 goals, 5 assists. Pietrangelo, 4 goals, 7 assists. Bozak, 3 goals, 8 assists. And Zach Sanford, 4 goals, 5 assists. Makes your top 8. Goaltenders, I should double check that. Okay, so a quick look shows me that in this game, Koskinen will be the backup tonight in all likelihood. Yep, apparently they're going with Talbot. Koskinen's numbers 8-3-1, 2.23 goals against, 925 save percentage. Talbot 5-9-1, 3.29 goals against, 889 save percentage. And of course, your backup will play against the weaker opponents. That's kind of something that happens. So this may very well be a signal that he will be the backup. On the St. Louis side of things, Johnson, after a rough start he had, it'll be Allen tonight. Allen 7-7-3, 3.24 goals against, 896 save percentage. Johnson 2-6 with a 3.51 goals against, 889 save percentage. Over their last 10, the Oilers are 5-4-1. Of course, they lost their last game against Dallas. And St. Louis is 3-7. Not a great start in their last game. They'll be trying to turn that around tonight. On the road, Edmonton's 6-8-1. At home, St. Louis is 6-7-1. Against the West, Edmonton's 8-7-1. Against the West, St. Louis is 7-10-3. Goal differentials. Everybody's in the negative out of these teams. Edmonton's a negative 12 and St. Louis is a negative 11. That makes it more interesting to me to see who's going to maintain that course and which teams are going to perhaps win by 4 or 5 and maybe get out of the negative. Because, let's get to the next game. We've got Carolina and San Jose, and they're both barely in the negative, but they're still in the negative with goal differential. Just meaning goals scored and goals allowed. 12-10-4 is the record with Carolina Hurricanes. The Sharks are 13-10-5, and the Sharks are trying to turn this ship around. Yes, if you're wondering about the job of Peter DeBoer, I do think that it's potentially threatened, because Doug Wilson knows that you've got to get a win with this crew as quickly as possible, and missing the playoffs isn't really an option. Your leading scorer for Carolina, Sebastian Aho with 7 goals, 19 assists. Teravainen, 5 goals, 13 assists. Ferland, 11 goals, 4 assists. Williams, 4 goals, 10 assists. Svechnikov, 6 goals, 6 assists. Stahl, 5 goals, 6 assists. Martinuk, 7 goals, 3 assists. And Wallmark rounds out the top 8 with 1 goal and 9 assists. And scoring on Carolina is still an issue. And I have no doubt that they were in the William Nylander sweepstakes. If they ever really truly were a thing, and I don't think they were. I think teams were used to sort of leverage just in case, but I don't think there was ever any plan by Dubas to let go of Nylander's services. So Carolina's going to have to look elsewhere to get that help up front. On the San Jose side of things, Burns, 4 goals, 25 assists. Couture, 8 goals, 18 assists. Pavelski, 17 goals, 6 assists. Meyer, 13 goals, 10 assists. Hurdle, 6 goals, 12 assists. LeBanc, 3 goals, 14 assists. Kane, 7 goals, 9 assists. And Erik Karlsson, 2 goals and 14 assists. He's up to 16 points in 28 games, which is something even he would say, yeah, that's probably not good enough. And I say even he because, yeah, for a player to admit, oh yeah, I haven't been good enough, it takes a lot for some. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy, though, that would have a hard time admitting that. In fact, Karlsson seems like the kind of guy who would say, yeah, I need to be better after he had a 4-point night. Goaltenders, nothing confirmed yet. I'll go with McElhinney in this one, though. 7-2-1 with a 2.1 goals against, 930 save percentage. Mrazek was decent in his last start. He's 3-4-2 with a 2.57 goals against, 894 save percentage. San Jose's side of things, I'd go with Jones because why not? Dell's 3-4-2, 2.88 goals against, 904 save percentage. Jones is 10-6-3. That's why I'd go with Jones. He's got the 10 wins. 3.01 goals against, 894 save percentage. So the win-loss record, Jones has a good one. And, yeah, we'll see what happens from there. In their last 10, Carolina's 5-3-2. They lost their last 2. In their last 10, San Jose's 4-4-2. They won their last game. On the road, Carolina's 5-6-1. At home, San Jose's 8-3-2. Over against the West, Carolina is 5-5-2 versus the East. That's where San Jose has a problem. They're 5-6-4. -5 goal differential for Carolina. -4 goal differential for San Jose. So yeah, we'll see what happens in this one. But a -4 and a -5. One of them could come out of tonight maybe with a 0 on their goal differential. And it's a weird thing because it does kind of measure the strength of teams. How well they win or how badly they lose kind of tells you which teams are stronger. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that one. That's kind of game of the night material because you got St. Louis in one, and in another you've got Chicago, and they're in against Anaheim, which should be a fun matchup. But when you look at the records, Anaheim seems to be miles ahead of Chicago until you really get into the numbers. Chicago's got 9 wins, 14 losses, 5 overtime losses or shootout losses. It is a 14-10-5 record for Anaheim, who magically jumped the power rankings on TSN from 22 to 9 this week. I saw that and I'm like, that might be a bit higher than where you'd want to put them right now. For me, it's more of a gradual climb. They're getting there, but it's a gradual climb. I'll believe it. After another week of wins. So tonight's a big one for me because Chicago comes in as a team that doesn't play well on the road. They come in as a team with a poor record overall. We'll see what happens. Patrick Kane leads the way with 13 goals, 17 assists. Jonathan Toews, 12 goals, 10 assists. DeBrincat, 10 goals, 11 assists. Saad, 8 goals, 7 assists. And Isimov, 5 goals, 9 assists. Gustafson, 4 goals, 7 assists. Cahoon, 3 goals, 8 assists. Seabrook, 3 goals and 8 assists as well to round out the top 8 for Chicago. On the Anaheim side of things, Getzlaf, 8 goals, 14 assists. Raquel, 5 goals, 15 assists. Henrique, 6 goals, 10 assists. Aberg, 9 goals and 5 assists. Lindholm, 3 goals, 10 assists. Montour, 2 goals, 10 assists. Silverberg, 5 goals, 6 assists. And Cam Fowler, still out hurt, 3 goals, 7 assists for him. Crawford's been confirmed as the starter for Chicago. Crawford's got a 5-11-1 record. 3.17 goals against, 903 save percentage. So Crawford's record is down there, and Ward will be his backup, 4-3-4, 3.91 goals against, 888 save percentage. Ward's record's more of a reflection of the team in front of him, not on him. Gibson, 10-8-4, 2.58 goals against, 927 save percentage. I would expect him to be the starter, but after their last game, where it was this weird, wonky win over the Washington Capitals, I really don't know if you start Gibson or Miller, because Miller's 4-2-1, 2.47 goals against, 929 save percentage. And Miller's next win has him past Beezer to become the number 1 wins leader among U.S. goaltenders. For people who don't know who Beezer is, that's John Van Beesbroek. 3-6-1 is the record of the Chicago Blackhawks over their last 10. They've lost 4 in a row. The Anaheim Ducks are 6-2-2. They've won their last 4. So again, when you've got a big long winning streak and a long losing streak, to me that means that things probably reverse that night. On the road, Chicago's 4-9-2. At home, Anaheim is 7-3-5. So if it gets to extra time, it may favor Chicago in this one. The record versus the West, Chicago's 5-9-3 versus the West, Anaheim 7-8-3. They made hay on their last road trip against Eastern teams. Let's see if they can keep up the momentum against a Western team. Plus minus, negative 27 is the goal differential for Chicago, and negative 13 is the goal differential for Anaheim. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that one. So yeah, so that's three matchups for tonight, and none of them with solid plus minus numbers again. Negative 12, negative 11, negative 5, negative 4, negative 27, negative 13. So, and I've this isn't something I looked for, so maybe it's happened before, but everybody in the negative for goals for and goals against. It's an interesting stat to notice. And if I had to pick 3, I would say Edmonton, San Jose, probably Anaheim, although Chicago should make Anaheim a little bit nervous. They're overdue for a really, really solid game. They're still capable of that. They have the right core to do it. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And yeah, I'm wearing the same jersey I wore for the review video last night, which means I'm wearing a jersey of a team that's not playing today. But I don't think that's necessarily a big deal. It's just I'm late getting this review started, so I just wanted to just jump into it as soon as I got downstairs. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.